Thank you, South London Kawasaki, for letting me go out on this Kawasaki Z800. But the front forks definitely do a good job over the bumps and going through fast corners. It definitely feels very stable. And I'll tell you what, when you get going, you cannot feel the weight. This is 231 kilograms with ABS, wet weight that is. As an inline 4, there's not much grunt anywhere below 4,000, 5,000 RPM. But again, you'd expect that with an inline 4. But once you get up above that, it does start to pull pretty well for an 800 with that weight as well. Kawasaki do a good job with hiding the weight once the thing is moving. And it starts to ride as though it's a little 600. And it does pull pretty well when you get up above the 5,000 RPM range. The riding position is pretty comfortable. It's almost a cross between a commuter and a sports naked, because you're not so jacked up at the back. The back does look pretty sporty from the back, but you're not so jacked up. It looks pretty jacked up, but it isn't. The seat height is not too bad. It's difficult to tell if you're, well, on your height, because I'm about 5'9", 5'10", but I have a 32-inch leg, so I've got long legs and short torso. So I can ride about 99% of bikes I can actually reach the ground flat-footed. So it would depend on what kind of body you have, not just on how tall you are. Out about 111 brake horsepower, but for town riding, more than enough. When you get onto the country lanes, keep it in the higher rev range, you can have some fun with it. She's a keen driver, but excuse me. So later on, I'll be going through some of the functions, but I'll show you one now. Is, if you can see it, there's an ECO, eco mode. That means when you're riding and you're conserving the miles, your fuel, you get a higher miles per gallon. When you pull on the throttle, ECO will come off, eco mode will come off, and you'll go to having fun mode. Going around a roundabout is pretty easy. You can lean it pretty far, you can flick it from side to side. I also apologize for the wind. It's a pretty windy day today. But we'll make do with what we have and enjoy this bike. Now, though it's supposed to be a good town bike, this is what this 800 is made to do. Keep it in a higher rev range. Keep it in the higher rev ranges, and you have some fun. In the twisties. Now obviously obviously I can't go mad. There she is, Kawasaki Z800 2016. I'll have a little walk around before I set off. Your mirrors are pretty good. You can actually see quite a lot rather than just your elbow like in some bikes. The acceleration of this bike is so linear, it's so smooth, it's not surprising. But again, it's not thumpy, it's not surprising, it's not a kick in the back. It's more of a smooth rush. The brakes on this are so responsive, even for a set of Nissans that aren't radial. They're so good on this. You have got an adjuster, so if you've got small fingers, or small hands should I say, then you can make it closer. Don't know if you can see them, right there, here. So the clutch does not, but it's not too far forward anyway. On the left there. Filter test, are the wing mirrors too wide? Oh, just below the van. Wing mirrors are a little big. If I'm personal opinion, I'd probably go for a set of smaller ones. Right under there. The Z800 has 111 brake horsepower. It weighs 231 kilograms, and that's the ABS model. The non-ABS models have been phased out now. Your first service will cost between £100 to £190 depending on where you live. That's in the UK. There is another variation of this called the Z800E, which is for the A2 license holders. So that bike has 92 brake horsepower, so it can be restricted down to the 47 maximum brake horsepower for the A2 license riders. And then when you've passed your full test, you can then unrestrict it back up to the 92 brake horsepower. The easiest way to tell if it's an E model, first of all, the decals. I'll put a picture up now. On there you can see the decals are slightly different. Okay, another way you can tell, on the Z800E model, you do not have adjustable forks. On this you can see the green tops of the suspension there where you can adjust preload. Also there as well, you can adjust preload and tension. Comfortable, good riding position, good power. You don't feel the weight when you're riding around. Give this bike a thumbs up or down if you like it. Please remember to comment, let me know what you think of the bike, let me know if you've ridden it, and also comment, let me know what you'd like me to test ride next.